Highness. Now it's time to kick back and relax and let us do the physical and you do the focus. I'm Becky.
And I'm Daz. Welcome to Physical Focus. On tonight's show, we've got all sorts of sporting ventures, from basketball through to the Olympics. Becky and myself will also be taking part in a little challenge later on, and we've also got David Follett in the studio, discussing his hopes to bring something new to the 2016 Paralympics. But up first, basketball.
Yes, let's attempt to understand the rules of basketball because, to be honest, I don't have a clue.
To be fair, do you ever have a clue, Becky?
Never really.
Well, here's your chance for you to learn some of the basics. With us now in the studio is Dan Ellard, our sports correspondent. Earlier this week, he went to Exeter Basketball Academy. Tell us more about it, Dan.
Yes, we went to see Alex Boyle, who is a local basketball coach at grassroots level. Okay. And we're going to find out how Alex got into basketball and his thoughts on the upcoming Olympics this summer. We also get to see some of his players in action. Let's take a look.
Basketball is one of the fastest growing sports here in the UK. The sport was started in New England in the USA when a teacher devised an indoor game for the harsh winter. The Plymouth Raiders are the only professional team in the southwest of England. Just down the road at Exeter College, Alex Boyle coaches his team twice a week, a team made up of students of different nationalities. We caught up with Alex and found out why he is coaching this way and what he is trying to do.
Ended up going to doing some stuff for the club, which was Plymouth Raiders in Plymouth, and then the club started paying me to go out and do stuff in sort of community centres and opening of like community areas and sports halls and things like that. And then I've sort of just recently finished a Adidas Elite training camp, which is basically we get the best lads from the sort of southwest, southeast of England. And we get them in a training camp where they all play, and then we pick the best 10 for a national competition. So it's sort of developed. I think the sort of skills base of basketball is similar to any other sport. A team like Spain is a really good example where they don't have the athletic attributes of, say, like the American team, which you've all seen on sort of TV and things. But skill-wise, they're really good. So the sort of fine skills, you know, all the simple stuff, passing, dribbling, their shooting percentages are really, really good. And on top of that, I'd say probably the biggest underestimated skill that we don't use in England very well is just intelligence. You know, they teach them to be intelligent on the court. You know, what decisions are they doing? What decision-making processes are they going through? How can they become more intelligent players? And I think for basketball, particularly what you'll see over probably within the next 10 years in this country particularly, we'll start to try and build in that basketball intelligence.
Alex takes them through drills, improving their skills and preparing them for game scenarios. Okay, so I'm going from there. He likes to work on their technical ability rather than fitness, as this is the way young players will develop faster and better. Although the college do not have an academy, they are trying to set up one through funding, which could be on the horizon.
I mean, not from within the college side. Previous to that, yeah, you know, players that I've coached have gone on to play in the sort of Devon setup. Probably two from there have gone on to the sort of southwest, and one of them went on to the England setup. So, yeah, and I mean, England have got a good sort of pathway if you're good enough to go right through. And on top of that, with the Elite, Adidas Elite, obviously I only coached on the 3-day camp as one of the senior coaches there. But within that, you know, you're probably looking at five guys from there going on to look at, you know, regional competition and national sort of level representative stuff. So yeah, a few. Well, hopefully pretty good because I got quarter-final tickets, so hopefully they'll get to the quarters. But no, I think they're probably the best team they've ever put together. They've got two NBA players in Luol Deng and potentially Ben Gordon. Ben Gordon was born in London, moved to the States, and obviously plays in the NBA now. So we've got the best team that we have ever had. We've got players playing in Spain, which is the top league in Europe. So potentially they could get out of the group, but I think it'll be really hard for them, really hard. I mean, they struggled recently in a European competition. They struggled at the World Championships. So unless they get a lot of time together or they get the guys in early, I think they'll struggle to get out of the group. But really the main thing is, before this, we've never really competed at an Olympics or basketball, so it's only a good thing. We're going to have a really strong men's team. They'll be able to compete probably in the top 10 in Europe after the Olympics. So I think the main aim for those guys is just to get exposure and just to play in the, the biggest competition in the world and put some good performances in. I don't see it. It used to be that the Americans put in a sort of mix of their star players and their college players, so guys who are just leaving college, just about to go to the NBA. Obviously, when they got beat in the sort of couple of Olympics ago, they sort of scrapped that, and they're putting out really, really strong teams. I mean, the only team who gets close to them is Spain, but in the last major final they played, America beat them by 30, so that's quite a big gap between the sides. So unless they don't bring over, they've just named a provisional team and it looks really, really strong. You're talking probably 12 of the best 20 players on the planet are in their team, so yeah, I don't see anyone stopping them.
Oh, brilliant. Those guys are so amazing and so tall, and after watching that I think I could beat you any day, and I learned a lot from it too.
Well, I doubt it. Thanks for that one though, Dan. Okay, on the subject of learning, we'll be shortly heading over to Aaron Hamilton, our resident sports historian. He's going to help us get an understanding about the history of the Olympics and also what impact this summit will have on our country.
This week, on our journey around the country, following various destinations that Olympic torch will pass through on its final stop in London, is Exeter, the gem of the Southwest. Now last week we were in Plymouth having a look at where it all began. Exeter is day 2 of the scheduled route of the torch, and Exeter makes for a very fitting stop with beautiful hilltops, old Roman architecture, which is 70% is still standing today, with also historic medieval cathedral is located in the city centre and a beautiful quayside, great for boating and cycling activities. Exeter boasts a great deal of fun for anyone passing through. According to legend, the ancient Olympic Games was founded by Hercules, the Roman Hercules, a son of Zeus. The first Olympic Games, for which we still have written records, was held in 776 BC, though believed that the Games had been going on for many years. At this Olympic Games, a naked runner, Corbius, who was a cook from Elis, won the sole event at the Olympics, the start with a run of approximately 192 meters, 210 yards. Corbius was the first ever Olympic champion in history. The ancient Olympic Games grew and continued to be played every 4 years for nearly 1,200 years. But in 393 CE, the Roman Empire, a Christian and pagan influenced empire, decided to abolish the Games. But luckily, approximately 1,500 years later, a young Frenchman named as Pierre du Camant began its revival. Pierre du Camant gathered delegates from 9 different countries into an auditorium that was decorated by murals to discuss the benefits and advantages of the Games. And as the Games continue to draw nearer and nearer to us this summer, hopefully with a bit of history we can enjoy them even more.
Thank you for that, Aaron. I wish I applied for my tickets as they sold like hotcakes. I'm excited though, the atmosphere will be great.
I actually happened to get my tickets the other day. The atmosphere will be amazing. I'm sure we'll do an absolutely fantastic job of hosting such an historic event. And next week we'll have a great competition that nobody will want to miss out on. We'll be giving away free tickets to 4 very lucky viewers for a variety of events. Yes, I said viewers, Becky, not presenters.
Don't rub it in.
No, watch this space.
It's time again for your favourite part of the show. Yes, it's Can You Hit the Crossbar? We've got some great ones today.
Alex Poultridge, pure Meathead.
Come on, it's a good one, it's a good one.
Oh.
choice, defender. Towell, right midfield. Left back.
Oh, that's good. Get the camera, let's get the camera.
Reynolds right back. Plasmic, DJ. Centre forward. That's DONAHUE, second team benchwarmer. Jake's out, water boy. Darren Gough, second in command to this run. George Clooney.
Sadly, they didn't rise to the challenge, and although it wasn't on camera, their coach also failed, even after picking up how great they were. One day we should try doing the challenge ourselves, Becky.
To be honest, I could do better than they did, although that's not really that hard.
Now for a big welcome to David Follett in the studio. Hi, David. How are you doing?
Hi.
All right.
We've got a few questions for you today.
Yeah.
Now, what and who actually introduced you to badminton?
Well, I had my accident 5 years ago, and then from that, when I got out of the spinal unit, I was interested in playing sport again, because I played a lot of football for my accident.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
And I heard of a demo that was in Exeter, and I went along and played, and I thought I was pretty good, so I carried on playing, and then heard about tournaments and just started going to tournaments, really.
Oh, fantastic.
So what age did you actually start?
I started, I was 18 when I had my accident, so it was about
Yeah.
20 when I started, so I've been playing for about 3 years now.
Oh, cool.
Oh, brilliant. Now, we've heard a lot about the campaign yourself, so what does it actually include, and what sort of lengths will you go to get badminton into the 2016 Paralympics?
Well, a lot of people haven't actually heard of wheelchair badminton. They've heard of the more sports like wheelchair basketball you've probably heard of. You've probably seen wheelchair tennis on TV. And we're just trying to get wheelchair badminton up there. So we're doing demonstrations. We've just been to the All England Badminton Championships, and we've just done a demonstration there. And we're also going off into spinal units and letting lots of people out there just know that wheelchair badminton is around.
Yeah. Okay.
How fast do you think the sport is growing within the Paralympic community?
Yeah, I think it's really developed and taken off since when I started a couple of years ago. A lot more players are participating now, and like I say, we're just trying to get as many people involved as possible, and I reckon that by 2016 that it should be a Paralympic sport. It's a bit annoying that it's not already, because at my age I want to play, but hopefully I will one day play in the Paralympics for it.
Fantastic. So what competitions have you actually been in recently, and how did you do?
The World Championships was actually in Guatemala.
Oh, wow.
That was back in November, and that was my first international tournament I've been to. and it was a really good experience to go along
Yeah.
and see some of the top players in the world.
Oh,
And
absolutely
I
fantastic.
didn't actually do that great because the players are pretty awesome, but it's just good to see the standard that can be achieved.
Okay, fantastic.
So what does the future look like for wheelchair badminton in the Paralympics?
Yep, it looks promising, and like I say, for 2016, I'm pretty hopeful that if we get some more countries and from around the world playing
Yeah.
it, and
There's no reason
then
why
it
it
should be.
shouldn't.
Exactly, yeah.
Oh, absolutely brilliant. Well,
Yeah.
thank you very much, David.
Good luck.
Cheers, thank you.
So thank you very much, Dave, for coming to the studio today to give us an absolutely incredible insight as an athlete into the games this summer.
Now myself and Daz are going to have a sporting challenge of our own, and I'm definitely going to beat you on this one.
Think you can beat me? Come on then, let's have
Let's
a game.
go. That was good. Come on then, going to beat you.
Come on, let's have a go.
Ready?
I'm ready.
Oh, so close. Oh, give up. Join us next week for more banter, bravado and ball games.
And make sure you do tune in for the fantastic Olympic ticket giveaway. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.